Hi. Can I go home now?
It's Monday.
It's Monday. It's a Monday. And as you well know by now, here at Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I'm Dan Kuntz. He's Steve Hare. Cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. It's Monday. We don't work real hard. We're here. We're going to get you through the next hour. I'm here anyway. Barely. A little on the fuzzy side.
I was going to say this morning, a little 5 o'clock shadow there.
Yeah, I didn't shave this morning. There I am. Yeah, thank you very much. This is, well, I was gone for 2 days, and you know that, and I was out of town and didn't have to worry about personal appearance in that respect. I shaved Wednesday morning, and I was going to shave this morning so I would look presentable on television because I am in high definition.
No explanation needed.
I just didn't want to. I got up this morning and I said, I'm going to either get up now and shave or go back to bed for 5 more minutes, and I chose the latter. Back to sleep I went. So I will be clean shaven tomorrow. I promise. Happy Monday to you. It's the 21st day of May. Dan Kuntz back in the saddle again. Steve Hare, of course. Good weekend?
Excellent weekend.
Good.
Beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
Got a little yard work done because with the rain come the weeds.
Yeah, tell me what happened on, was it Thursday night and Friday? I was gone. I was out of town, but I understand you guys had like a pretty sizable rainfall come down here in the big city?
Actually, we did. We get some measurable rain that night. It was kind of sporadic and kind of localized. I remember waking up and it was dry outside my house, but then coming across the bridge into work Friday morning, we got some rain. And
wow.
So yeah, I'd say maybe, well, at the most, quarter inch.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
We got rained on Friday pretty good. We played golf. I was gone for a golf outing in the lilac city of Spokane, and the Thursday weather was quite pleasant for golf. It was very, very enjoyable. Friday in northern Idaho, we got rained on pretty good. We had to play in the rain.
Well, I'll tell you, the folks up in Okanagan, they don't need any more moisture.
No.
They're, in fact, the rivers peaked up there over the weekend, and the dikes are holding apparently, and just some tremendous footage that they're getting out of Okanagan County Emergency Management. We thank them for posting those images and videos to Facebook, so we'll be sharing those throughout the day too today.
And even though we have a warm forecast, it's not really a hot forecast. We're probably actually not going to get to 90 again this week. We still haven't hit 90 this year.
No.
Has not happened. And they were thinking maybe lower 90s late last week, but now they're backing off that a little bit. They're thinking upper 80s. Forecast
That's
details
okay with me.
Are coming up. Guests in the second half of the show. We're going to replay the interview I did with Bryn Sherrill and Devin Schneider. They're both seniors at the River Academy. Their big presentation of their senior theses is tomorrow night at the Douglas County PUD Auditorium. It's open to the public for the first time. Two really smart kids who have great futures in front of them. They came and visited me last week, and we're going to have them on. We're going to replay that interview in the second half of the show. Working on our checker, we're going to get the big guy back in one more time to recap the Wenatchee Wild season. As you know, they lost in the semifinals of the RBC Cup. They lost to Wellington 2-1. That was on Saturday, so their season came to an end. It's still an incredible season.
Yeah, it was the
Best
same
ever.
Team that they beat 7-1 2 nights prior. So,
yeah. And that brings up, if you don't know, the team that won the entire championship was the Chilliwack Chiefs from the British Columbia Hockey League, our league. There are 17 teams in the British Columbia Hockey. Now, the reason Chilliwack was even in the Final Five is that they hosted. So the host team automatically is in the tournament, regardless of how they do in the postseason.
Something's got to change there.
Well, yeah, because, well, some stats. And this, to be honest with you, it kind of upsets me a little bit. There are 17 teams in the British Columbia Hockey League. Chilliwack finished 12th. So they made the playoffs. Then they lost in the first round to Prince George. And then they played no hockey for 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, this was... nothing against Chilliwack, but this was at best a mediocre team in our own league.
I would think so.
And then they win the championship, which tells you there's always a difference between the champion of the year and the best team of the year. Could be very much two different things, and I think that's the case. And one more fascinating statistic, because as I mentioned, Chilliwack lost in the first round of the playoffs and then did not play hockey for 2 calendar months. The Wenatchee Wild played 18 more games than Chilliwack did. this year in the postseason. 18 more games. And I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20 years old. That's eventually going to wear on you.
Yeah.
When you keep, they won the Page Cup and then the Dole Cup, and they moved on to the RBC. They played a lot of hockey.
That's a lot of hockey.
And Chilliwack didn't. I mean, they were fully healthy. I don't know. It just upsets me a little bit.
In that final game, the Wild, I mean, shots on goal, what was it, 55 shots on goal, the other team's 14? That's a pretty good goaltending,
But as Arch will tell you, that's the nature of hockey. That will happen.
Go on.
That will happen
Good
indeed.
goaltending by Wellington in that game.
We will have the highlights of their Saturday loss to Wellington, by the way, including what everybody's talking about. Was it a goal or was it not a goal? It was not a goal, and we'll explain that when we get to sports. We have the obscure holiday, we have birthdays, we have today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. By the way, Mike's show today, Tim the Clayman Lynch. Tim Lynch will be in.
Oh, good.
He'll be on with Mike and Street Talk and other stuff. That'll be at 10 o'clock this morning. And thanks to Eric for filling in for me. I appreciate it, Eric. Good work. My fob worked. I could get into the building this morning.
Not good.
You know, that's like when you take a couple of days off.
No problem.
So it's good to be back. And I will be clean shaven tomorrow, I promise. Let's go around the valley. You ready?
I'm
Let's
set.
do it.
Boy,
Courtesy
that's
of
some beautiful
Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet, where you can get screaming fast internet, not have to have fiber. The Columbia still looks mighty high, mighty cold, mighty fast, Steve.
And it's pretty clear, too, isn't it?
Was this, tell me about Friday then. Was this camera not this way on Friday, I take it?
Well, actually, I can't recall. I think we did have some sun breaks. I think some gorgeous shots Friday morning, I think.
That's the cross camera pulled all the way back.
Well, as a matter of fact, Friday, I think we were fogged in, weren't we? I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Nobody remembers, apparently. Oh, Friday seems like forever for me. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. We're in for a very pleasant week, by the way.
Looks like the waters have receded somewhat.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You may be right. You may be right, Steve. You normally are. That's why we have you in charge of news. Camera 2 says Arundel Rock.
Yes.
Good morning to there. That's
looking north this time.
looking north to Arundel. I don't know if that's actually the rock in your shot or not. I think it's just what we have to call the camera. We have to give each camera a title, and we just call that one Arundel Rock.
An abutment.
An abutment. There you
go.
So there you go. That is, of course, the beautiful Columbia River, looking more lake-like. Of course, that's not too far from Rocky Reach Dam, so you have it's pretty still.
Little further south from there, the Swakane Canyon, they had a little fire yesterday. We'll tell you about it coming up in the news too.
You know, speaking of dams, real quickly, because we drove back into the big city yesterday afternoon, we drove, of course, right by Rock Island Dam, and I think they had 11 spill gates open, which is not all of them, but they had a lot open.
Oh, yeah.
They're dropping a lot of water there. Camera number 3. Kat says, good morning.
Lake Chelan.
Lake Chelan. That's either Bear Mountain or the Butte. I'm going to say Bear Mountain.
Looking across the
Am I
Manson.
correct, Kat?
Yes.
I am correct. Bear Mountain looking up Lake Chelan. Hey, you know what? That's a great shot, because that reminds me Memorial Day weekend is this weekend, and that is the traditional kickoff of tourist season in beautiful Lake Chelan. That's their ballpark right there, Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. So here they come, kids.
You saw that little video I posted over the weekend
From Stehekin. Yeah, that was cool.
Wasn't that neat?
That was cool. Is that going to be available on our Facebook page, or is that just on yours?
It's on our Facebook
Okay,
page.
good.
Yeah.
Just go to our Facebook page, viewers, and check it out. It doesn't really need any explanation from Steve and I. It'll be there. You'll love it. Camera 4, Kat makes the choice of Nanapoc Ridge or Steins? I'm saying Steins. That's Nanapoc Ridge. Okay, that's Nanapoc. Beautiful camera. That's one of our higher cameras. Beautiful.
So this is up in the Lake Wenatchee area?
Yeah, in the Lake Wenatchee Plain area. Gorgeous shot up there. And one more quick item I mentioned.
Named after Chief Nanapoc, right?
Yeah, no, Chief Ridge.
Chief
Ridge.
I beg your pardon.
Yes. So people get that confused all the time. One more quick notice, there's still snow at the summit of Mission Ridge, but it has really gone down big time over the last week. I noticed that yesterday. So, good morning. Have I mentioned I haven't shaved yet? From the National Weather Service, your forecast. Nothing to complain about. I know you don't like to editorialize on the forecast. I will. I like it. Just really pretty quiet. A significant warming trend for most of the week. Maybe a shower or a thunderstorm. Maybe on Wednesday into Thursday. I don't think much at all. Friday looks dry. And the weekend, although temperatures are a little above normal, we do have a chance of some thunderstorms on the first day of the 3-day weekend. So we need to mention that. Chance of thunderstorms, a very slight chance, but enough to at least slide your way on Wednesday. And then again on Saturday, we have a slight chance of some thunderstorms. For the most part, sunshine is going to be running the show for a little while for Memorial Day Monday proper. When we from today, don't know, a little too far out, but that's a good looking forecast. I got no issues with that. again, from the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the forecast, you can blame the government. You got some good news for us?
I think we got a mix of good and bad.
Yeah, I was been completely out of touch, but the one thing that caught my eye over the weekend on my phone, you know, you get your little notifications, was this cougar attack, this fatality up in the...
Tragic story over in the North Bend area.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it coming up next.
News with Steve is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Angie Valley on this Monday morning on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here, when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Moses Lake Spring Festival is happening May 24th to 27th at McCosh Park in downtown Moses Lake. This weekend will be filled with food vendors, parades, entertainment, and carnival fun. Time Warp Back in Time Vintage Fan Show and Shine is at Pybus Market Saturday, May 26th from 10 to 2. Put on your grooviest outfit and show the community what Vanners are all about. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to Monday. It's May 21st. Again, I'm Steve Hare. A lot of news to get to this morning here in north central Washington. Leading off our stories, tragic incident yesterday. 2 mountain bikers attacked by a cougar while riding in the North Bend area. It happened Saturday morning. One of the men was killed. His friend is recovering now from injuries at Harborview Hospital. He was listed in satisfactory condition. 31-year-old Isaac Setterbaum of Seattle remained in satisfactory condition after being bitten on the head by a cougar. Killed was 32-year-old S.J. Brooks, also of Seattle. The 2 men were riding on a trail when the cougar attacked them. The injured rider was able to flee and then call for help after riding injured for 2 miles out of the area. Fish and Wildlife officers located the animal in a tree nearby where it was shot and killed. They described the cougar as emaciated, weighing about 100 pounds. A normal cougar of that age, 3 years old, would be about 150 pounds, they say. Fish and Wildlife cougar specialist Rich Beausoleil said it was the first confirmed cougar-related death of a human in 94 years. Also, a Wenatchee woman is in custody after she allegedly went on a rampage Friday night, smashing windows at both downtown police station buildings and a parked police patrol car. Captain Edgar Reinfeld said the woman, later identified as 28-year-old Brittany M. Watson of Wenatchee, was first spotted by a janitor smashing out the front windows of the old Wenatchee police station on South Chelan Avenue. The woman fled north after being confronted by that custodian, and then a second cleaning person looked out and saw the woman with a large metal bar. Watson then entered the patrol car parking garage under City Hall and then smashed several windows out of a 2013 Dodge Charger patrol car. Well, from there she continued her path of destruction, according to police Captain Edgar Reinfeld, by then going to the front doors of the current police station on Mission Street, where she then proceeded to smash out the 2 outer lobby doors. Now, while she was doing that, Rivercom dispatchers relayed the call to officers who then chased her on foot from the station to an alley to the north, roughly a block away. That's where she was taken into custody without incident. She faces multiple charges now. Reinfeld said she had no explanation for why she did it. Damages to the building and the patrol car estimated at over $7,000. Also today's news, crews in Chelan and Douglas County were called out to a brush fire yesterday afternoon in the Swakane Canyon area off Highway 97A in Chelan County. Fire was burning on a steep hillside in a mostly grass and brush area. There were no structures threatened. With the help of the helicopter water drops, crews from Chelan County District 1 and Douglas County District 2 contained that blaze to about 5 acres total. The cause is still under investigation. Meanwhile, Chelan County Emergency Management reported Friday that 95% of the Phase 1 repairs had been completed by the Islip-Shaston Irrigation District on the 8 Mile Dam. They involved creating a new 55-foot wide spillway at the site, which is in addition to the previously existing 13-foot spillway. Now, the repairs have greatly reduced the risk of a potential failure of 8 Mile Lake Dam. Also, the Washington State Department of Ecology successfully installed the lake level monitoring equipment. The Weather Service will monitor that lake level now 24/7 and will alert Chelan County Emergency Management if there's any significant change in the lake water levels. Meanwhile, public alerting would take place if a dramatic change in the lake level occurs. Additional monitoring equipment will be installed all this week. There are currently no evacuation orders in effect for the Icicle River residents downstream from that lake. Well, the ballots for the fall elections are now set after candidate filing period ended Friday. North Central Washington voters will have a multitude of races to decide in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties. There will be some hotly contested county races for commissioner, superior, and district courts, prosecutor, as well as state legislative and U.S. congressional seats. The primary election, by the way, is set for August 7th, the general election November 8th, and as a service to our viewers, on our website at ncwlife.com, we'll be posting interviews with the candidates, and of course, we have the full listing of all of the ballots in North Central Washington online at ncwlife.com. Also, Pybus Public Market was buzzing with activity Saturday as kids from throughout North Central Washington put their brain power on display in GWADA's annual STEM showcase. Wenatchee School District Ron Brown gives us the virtual tour.
So we are at the NCW STEM and Tech Showcase today at Pybus Market. It's an event put on by GWADA in partnership with Wenatchee Public Schools, Gigawatt, Oath, Microsoft, Chelan Douglas, Teachers Retirement Association, and Apple STEM Network. We have a representation from about 10 school districts that have booths, along with our regional library, and our museum has a robotics team. So we have mainly students. We like the students to talk to the community, but we have their teachers or their adults that are supervising those programs with them at each booth.
So today I'm going to be showing you this app called Seesaw, where it's basically a digital art portfolio. So what you can do, okay, so you would basically press this button and then press Post to Student Portfolio. And then you would press Photo, and then you would put a piece of artwork that you've made and put it like down here.
This started about 6 years ago, and we want to give a vision to every generation of what's now needed, necessary, happening in the classroom. That it's hard to understand where things are going with coding, robotics, other kinds of programming, digital portfolios. There's so many things now we do digitally that we used to do paper pencil, or we used to do with posters, or we used to do with crayons. And this is a way for us to showcase and allow the public to kind of ask questions, ask the kids, how is this helping you? What is it doing for you? And how is it going to help your future? Because it's where they will be when they graduate high school for sure, is using these kind of tools.
We don't use paper anymore, or we don't even use tuners, like the tuners. So we do everything on the iPad. So we could learn music on there. We could also tune our instruments, So we're basically like a paperless classroom, and we can learn like new songs on the iPads and tune our instruments there, and it's like more efficient and easier to use on paper.
We call it STEAM in Wenatchee because we add the A for art, but you could put every letter in that acronym, quite honestly, because it incorporates any kind of problem solving and thinking. And what it has done is it's a way to engage quickly with kids and what they are really familiar with. They're familiar with devices at home, gaming at home. A lot of the media, you see concerts and shows, that's all technologically programmed. So what I think it allows us to do is to hook them in a little bit, engage them quickly, but then they find out this is pretty cool to learn through these mechanisms.
Always good to see Ramon. Wherever you see music, you'll see Ramon Rivera with the Mariachi Wenatchee. But again, Ron Brown, who was just talking there, was telling Eric Grandstrom, who did the story, that next year, the STEM Showcase and the Mini Maker Fair are going to be rolled into one big event. So be watching for that.
Good.
Yeah. Interesting.
Scary smart kids, as you said when we were watching that. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, they're way over my head.
Well, a lot of things are way over your head.
Isn't saying much, really.
I said this on this show many times before. I've interviewed educators, I've interviewed administrators. Kids today are getting a much better education than I got or when you got. I don't think there's any question about it.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are smarter today, and they're supposed to be. That's how it works.
Well, I got a good education. I just didn't retain any of it. So.
I had the same thing all through my formal education years. Danny is very smart if he would only apply himself.
There you go. I heard that.
55 degrees, fair skies, sunshine, and 83 today. The whole team is back in action for the most part. I was gone Thursday and Friday. Grant was gone Friday, but now we're all back together. One big, happy television news gathering family, and the dad of that organization, Old Man Hare, will let you know how you can get a hold of us.
That's right, folks. We're always looking for news stories, ideas for maybe if you have an event or a program you want us to cover. Do it any number of ways on our website. Just click the little tab at the top of the page that says Contact Us or News Tips, and you can communicate with us that way. Also on our social media sites at Facebook and Twitter, always available. And then email. If you want to send us an idea for a news story, just write to us at news@ncwlife.com. And of course, our hotline is always available for breaking news at 888-NCWL.
And don't forget about our evening news with Grant Olson. Comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Also available on demand on our website at ncwlife.com late in the afternoon. A lot of local high school teams have punched their ticket to the Final Four, the state championships. In baseball, in soccer, in softball. It was a very good weekend for the most part for all the local high school teams. Good season for the Wenatchee Wild came to an end. Sports, and a bunch of it, is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
And we're back on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 23 minutes after the hour. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports, the Wenatchee Wild on the very precipice, almost making it to be the first ever American team to win the RBC Cup. What they had to do Saturday is beat a team they had already beaten in the tournament. That was Wellington. They knocked Wellington all over the ice 7-1 earlier in the tournament. A win would put Wenatchee, of course, in Sunday's championship, but they play the games, and the Dukes would have something else to say about that. The Prosper Center in Chilliwack is where we're going to go. Bonnie DiPartalo and Warren Andrews has the call, the video courtesy of Hockey TV.
Carlisle circles the net. Here's a stretch pass. Yetman's behind the Wenatchee defense. Yetman moves in. He shoots. He scores. There's the break. Great goal. Bryce Yetman in behind the Wenatchee core. And just like that, the Dukes on their second shot on goal have opened the scoring here on semifinal Saturday. 1-0 Wellington.
And that's all it takes right there. Oh, wow. I don't think that pass was intentional. It doesn't matter. The timing was perfect to hit Yetman in stride. We've seen him break loose a few times, Vonnie, in this tournament.
What a huge goal for the Dukes.
Fenceman, right now, he's thinking kill this penalty off.
Here's a strip. Here's Yetman moving in alone on a breakaway. Bryce Yetman makes a move. Great stop by Austin Park. And did you call that or what, Tyler?
I mean, I got a crystal ball up here. But you don't have to look into it, Vonnie. If Yetman's out on the ice, I'm telling you that this guy has a knack for the neutral zone, a knack for the flow of the game. Besides all that, what a save by Parks, goaltender.
Zach Galambos shoots, he scores! Through a screen in front, top corner, and Galambos has tied it for the Wild. It's 1-1.
That's all it's going to take, Vonnie. Capriotti down on one knee. He's got a lot of pucks still to come his way. I think he was screened by his own player, Vonnie. This camera.
Murphy Stratton, the big guy in front. There was two Wild players.
Oh, yeah.
And two Wellington players in front of Capriotti, and that seam just opened up at the last moment. Great job by Galambos to get that puck through without hitting a body in front. Harry in the attacking zone, and his pass into the foot of Arnold. And here come the Dukes the other way, maybe a 2-on-1. Here's a chance in front, they score! Daniel Pineda redirected it off of a pass from Frank Pucci, and the Dukes have taken a lead with 13:04 to go here. It's 2-1 Wellington. Right back out for the Wild. Here's Weatherby. Vanderbeek, one-timer missed. Rebound in front. It's off the inside of the post. What a chance there, and now the puck pinballs out the center.
That one was close, Vaughn. We had a great view at that. Silky's pointing, he thinks it went in. I don't know.
Back inside Prospera Center, Vonnie DeBartolo and Tyler Guerra is the official, just skating back to the goal judge to see what happened there if that puck went across the line. As you can see right there, it did not cross the line. How close was that for the Wild?
It was almost too close to call. Look at this replay. Rewind it back, guys. Excellent job. Nope, no way, no goal.
15 seconds left. The Wild have to hurry. One last chance here as they move in. Cooper Zek to the line. Chance for Doyle to clear. 5 to go. The Wild have to tag up. And the Wellington Dukes are going to move on to the Royal Bank Cup Championship. The Wild eliminated. 2-1's the final.
A lot of unhappy Wild fans about that call, the goal, no goal. But in the hockey, the entire puck has to cross the entire line, and as you can clearly see, it didn't do that. Wellington will go on to play Chilliwack, the host team for the RBC Cup Championship yesterday afternoon, and it was Chilliwack who won the championship, and they get to host the Cup, the final, the Chiefs beating the Dukes 4-2. Big rally tonight. All the fans are invited to the Town Toyota Center, 6 o'clock tonight for a big rally for the Wenatchee Wild. The Cups will be there, the Fred Page Cup and the Doyle Cup, and the fans will have one more chance to celebrate what's been a historic and brilliant season full of championships for the Wenatchee Wild. All right, Les Schwab Prep Scoreboard. Let's get busy. There's a lot to get to. Eastmont Wildcats moving on to the State 4A Soccer semifinals. They beat Mount Vernon Saturday, leave off the field at the Apple Bowl. The final was 2-0. Sergio Bravo scored in the first half. Flavio Espinoza scored in the second. The Wildcats' magical season continues. Eastmont will take on Pasco in the semifinals Friday at Sparks Stadium in Puyallup. Go Wildcats. Also a great weekend for the area baseball teams. Again, the Les Schwab Prep Scoreboard. The Wenatchee Panthers moving on to the Final Four for the second time in 3 years. They beat Chiawana Saturday morning, 3-0, and then they came away with an 8-5 win over Moses Lake in the quarterfinals. In the bottom of the seventh, Seth Storley, a grand slam walk-off home run. Wenatchee will face Skyview Friday at Pasco's Giza Stadium at 1 o'clock in the semifinals. Kat, do we have that, Homer? Yeah. Go ahead and throw that baby up. That's so cool. And remember, the Wenatchee Panthers only have 3 seniors. They have a great future. So Wenatchee will take on Skyview in the state semifinals. Gisa Stadium, Pasco, 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Kashmir has been there before a number of times, and they're going back again in the Final Four of the 1A tournament. The Bulldogs knocked off Natchez Valley 7-3 in the opener Saturday at Larson Field in Moses Lake. Then they shut out Connell in the quarterfinals 5-0. Kashmir is part of the Final Four. They'll take on Kingsway Christian Friday at 4 in the state semifinals. That will be held in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. Brewster's in the Final Four. I told you we had a great weekend, kids. They're in the 2B tournament. The Bears beat St. George Saturday morning. The final was 5-3. And they shut out Asotin 4-0 in the quarterfinals. So Brewster will take on Adna Friday in Centralia in the semifinals. Les Schwab Prep Scoreboard in softball. Moses Lake claimed the Big 9 district title after they beat Eastmont Saturday afternoon. The final there was 12-0. Both the Chiefs and the Wildcats still go to state. The state softball tournament is 16 teams. It all takes place in one location in Spokane over the weekend. Moses Lake will take on Camas Friday at 10 a.m. The Wildcats will play Central Valley Friday at noon. Wenatchee season, by the way, came to an end. They lost to West Valley 6-4. All right, Chelan's softball season also came to an end on Saturday. Chewelah came out on top of the CTL-NEA crossover. The final was 11-0. The state 1A tournament is in Richland Friday and Saturday. Cascades first opponent Elma Friday at 10 a.m. Brewster and Liberty Bell advancing to the state 2B softball tournament in Yakima. The Lions will play Northwest Christian at 9 a.m. Friday. The Bears' first opponent will be Onalaska Friday at 11. Les Schwab scoreboard in club sports play. Over the weekend, the Wenatchee Valley Thunder lacrosse team, their season came to an end in the state quarterfinals. They lost to Tahoma. The final there was 9-5. Mason Dahlbeck scoring a couple of goals in defeat for the Thunder. And in a low-scoring, hard-fought state rugby championship game in Tacoma, Wenatchee's schoolhouse rugby team lost to Yakima. The final was 19-14. And finally, the Mariners. They're not boring, are they? Gene Segura's RBI base hit in the bottom of the 11th scored D. Gordon, and the Mariners beat Detroit 3-2 at the safe. On Sunday, Mitch Haniger tied the game at the bottom of the 9th with a 2-run home run. The Mariners take 3 of 4 from Detroit over the weekend. They're 27-19 on the year. Seattle travels today. Then they will be in Oakland, where there's no there beginning tomorrow. And that's sports. At 32 minutes after the hour, the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is National Waiters and Waitresses Day, always on May 21st. When you go out to eat, the waiter and the waitress essentially represents the restaurant as a whole, and that could be the entire difference between a good dining experience and a bad dining experience. I'm a notorious over-tipper. I have tremendous respect for waiters and waitresses because they're doing something I don't like to do. So whenever I walk into a local restaurant here in the Wenatchee Valley and they see me, they want to be assigned, they want me on their table because they know good service, good food, bad food. I always over-tip. It's a problem I'm quite proud of. National Waiter and Waitress Day. Today in history, May 21st, 91 years ago today, Lindy did it. Charles Lindbergh touched down at Le Bourget Field in Paris, completing the world's first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean. It made Charles Lindbergh a worldwide celebrity, which he was until the day he died in 1974. Charles Lindbergh touched down and made it. Won a bunch of money, too. Charles Lindbergh, landing in Paris 91 years ago today. May 21st, 1971, 47 years ago today, one of the landmark recordings in all of American popular music history, one of the signposts of the 1970s, the legendary album What's Going On by Marvin Gaye is released to record stores. I played this record twice in its entirety. Yesterday, when I got home, I played side 1, side 2, flipped it over and played side 1 and side 2 again. It's a very hard album to explain. It has some hits on it, songs you're very familiar with, but other songs maybe you're not so familiar with. It is one of those albums that needs to be listened to as an album and not as background music. It's one of my all-time favorites, one of the half dozen greatest albums of all time. What's Going On became available on this date 47 years ago today. And today is the 26th anniversary of the very last Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This was the last episode with guests. Robin Williams, of course, and Bette Midler. There would be one more show with no guests, just Johnny talking and doing a monologue to the audience. But the last show with guests on Johnny's show aired on this day 26 years ago. And finally, at 35 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Perry Mason, a.k.a. Raymond Burr, born in Canada, became best known, of course, as Perry Mason. Was born in the state in 1917, passed away in 1993 at the age of 76. He actually auditioned for the role of the district attorney, Hamilton Berger, in Perry Mason. That was the role that he auditioned for. The producer said, you know, you're perfect for Perry Mason, except you're fat. Said, I tell you what, Raymond, if you drop 60 pounds, I'll let you audition again. So he went on a crash diet over the course of 3 weeks. He lost 60 pounds, auditioned for the role of Perry Mason, and got the role. Raymond Burr, born in the state in 1917. And Lawrence Truad, Mr. T, there he is, was born in Chicago, Illinois, on this date 66 years ago today. The youngest son in a family of 12, grew up in abject poverty and crime in the projects on the south side of Chicago with his 4 sisters and 7 brothers. He said, I got to get out of this, and he got out of it. He became a professional bodyguard, and then wrestling, and then, of course, movies. Mr. T, he's a big personality. Doesn't wear the gold anymore, by the way. Mr. T is 66 years old today. 36 minutes after they are, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. That's coming up. Don't forget Street Talk and other stuff. Tim Lynch will be Mike's guest live at 10 o'clock. And then my interviews with Bryn Sherrill and Devin Schneider from the River Academy still coming your way on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Boating certainly has improved over the years. Check out the new Centurion boats with HD touch vision system and built-in coolers. Centurion is loaded with extras to make boating more fun and more comfortable. Get the best out of summer. Get your boat from Bobfile Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com and on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bobfile Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better proof.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with the voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life channel. Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles are proven off-road. Designed, engineered, and tested in the real world, they provide the best balance of off-road capability, comfort, and confidence, delivering performance that is truly proven off-road.
Are you raising a grandchild or another relative's child? If so, kinship programs may be available for your family. Kinship Care is the full-time care of children by relatives. Kinship Care maintains family, cultural, and community ties. It's the oldest form of family preservation and an important safety net for children whose parents are either unable or unwilling to care for them. To learn more about Kinship Care or to find a support group near you, please contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, the Clinton weapons ban, which began for 10 years running between September 13, 1994, only applied to weapons manufactured after the date of the ban's enactment, and it expired on September 13, 2004. The acts also included a grandfather clause that allowed for the possession and transfer of weapons and ammunition that were lawfully purchased on the date of enactment. Now I mention this because many folks feel that school shootings will be reduced or deterred by a reenactment of this type of weapons ban. Did a ban like this actually have any effect on deterring school shootings that we've experienced? Well, no, it depends on what you read. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Lakeshland Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Schland Mailboxes, everything you need in one small package.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
I definitely recommend them for new floors.
They made it so easy.
It looks like a whole new house.
Great service, great prices.
Want a recommendation before you buy new carpets or floors? Don't take our word for it, just listen to our customers.
And they guarantee their work for life.
Flooring America, where friends send friends. Select pet-friendly, kid-friendly, oops-friendly carpet and floors are on sale now.
I wish we had something cool for the kids to do this summer. I feel like we've just done it all.
Have you heard about the 100 Days of Summer at the Rack? The kids can take a dive with swim team, challenge themselves with karate and junior workouts. It's games galore playing tennis and pickleball. No need to choose. They can try it all with the Rack Summer Multi-Sport Camps. There's fun for you too. Get fit with group fitness or work on that tan by the pool. The Rack has something for the whole family. Find all the details at WRAC.org and do your 100 Days of Summer at the Rack, where we play every day.
High school seniors are ready to go out and be the next generation of leaders. That's the plan. Anyway, the lovely lady to my immediate left you might be familiar with because she was an Apple Blossom Top 10 Royal candidate. Took home some hardware on that Saturday night too, if I remember correctly. Bryn Sherrill is to my immediate left, and Devin Schneider on my far left. They're both seniors at the River Academy. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Let's get caught up with you real quick. Let's go back to the Stimul Growers Grand Parade. Was it fun?
It was so much fun. It was so cool to just ride in the parade and like see people you know in the crowd and just be able to wave, and it was so much fun.
Did you go to the parade?
No, I had baseball.
Okay, we're just going to talk to you then. Shauna, your marketing and developmental director of the River Academy, got a hold of me a couple of weeks ago via email, explained what's going on and why we'd like to have these two people on my show. Explain what's going on and what you're doing on my show.
All right, so as seniors at the River Academy, we do something called Thesis. And so that starts at the end of our junior year. And basically it is a 20 to 25 page paper that we do as our senior thesis. And we get to do it on a topic of our choosing. And then at the end of your senior year, kind of in April, you end up giving a presentation with a PowerPoint and just to enlighten people on what you've spent the whole year studying. And then after you do that, then you move into Poesis, which is what we're here today to talk about. And that's basically putting our thesis into action and really just showing the research we've done and what you can do to help us along with that.
And the big difference this year is that you guys are actually doing this in public. Usually you would just do this in your classroom setting, right, with your fellow students, but you want people to see the good work you're doing, so anybody can come check this out, right?
Yeah, like in past years, it's been like really like private, only like immediate family, and like people at our school have come. But this year, the seniors really wanted to open it up for the public to come in, so a lot more people could see our ideas and thoughts and have a conversation with us, and really just open up so really anyone can come and talk to us about it.
You told me off camera about an hour ago, your thesis is?
Teaching Greek mythology in a Christian school.
That's pretty heavy hitting stuff there, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Is Greek mythology in a Christian school, is that mutually exclusive? What's the challenge there?
The challenge that I found when researching my topic was like a lot of kids were influenced by documents and literature being written that had mythology, not exclusive to Greek. I focused on Greek because we had to narrow our thesis topic, but I found a lot of the current literary works are written with Greek gods and stuff like that, and a lot of kids were following those ideas, and I wanted to address that especially in our school. So that's why I chose my topic as such.
That's a big topic.
Yeah.
How many hours did you put into it?
Well, like Bryn was saying, in our thesis, it's like a 20 to 25 page paper, but there's a lot of steps that go along the way. Like you write an outline, do like 100 or something notes, and then a couple rough drafts, like 3 or 4 different rough drafts before your even final document is even started. And I have to say it's a long process, but well worth it in the end. As for hours go, I spent a lot of nights, 2 or 3 hours working on it, but you have a lot of time to work it. You have a year to do it, so.
Was there a constant vetting process with your teachers at the River Academy? You had to do progress reports, how you coming along?
Yeah.
So that was all part of it, so you knew they weren't slacking off, or,
yeah.
It's May 12th, I better get to work on it.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
Yeah, our rhetoric teacher, Mr. Howitt, has a really just amazing outline that really helps you from the end of your junior year, get you all the way to April when you're ready to give your presentation. And so as a junior looking at this outline, you're like, oh my gosh, there are tons of dates. It's like a new thing every week. And it's definitely overwhelming, but then he has the outline so well done that by the time you're a week before your thesis, you feel pretty prepared, which is pretty incredible that a teacher can plan that well for a whole year assignment.
As an Apple Blossom Top 10 candidate, you learned real quick about time management, didn't you?
Definitely.
And the same deal here, I suppose. You had to really understand how to take your time and make it, time management. And that's self-explanatory. So are you better at it now, bud, than you were a year ago?
Yes, I still procrastinate quite often, as students tend to do, but I've gotten decently better with high time management, especially with bigger projects.
Your thesis, your presentation, what's the topic and what are you doing?
So for my thesis, I focused on more like national women's health care and kind of just comparing different options that women have in America. But for my poesis, I decided to do it more based on the Wenatchee Valley. So I'm going to be talking about different healthcare centers in the Wenatchee Valley and really what they offer for women and which ones women should go and use.
Did you go and travel to these hospitals and the clinics around here, and you talked to gynecologists and people like that? Were they helpful? Were they part of it, or was it?
So for my thesis, I more just did research on like the internet, but I'm actually I had a meeting with Mrs. Bruner from Real Options last week, and then I'm hoping to go into Planned Parenthood and talk to them a little bit, and definitely just like compare the two and show for Wenatchee Valley which ones they should be using.
Did you any problem getting them involved? I mean, it was just you call them up and say, this is Brandon, this is what I'm doing. Can you help me out?
Mrs. Bruner was super helpful, and she definitely wanted to talk to me right away. I haven't been able to reach out to Planned Parenthood yet, but I'm planning to do that actually today.
Why did they choose you two to come on my show? I mean, there's a lot of kids who go to the River Academy. How many kids have done this or doing this at the PUD auditorium on the 22nd? How many kids are involved in this?
There's 12.
12.
Yeah, 12
And yet they
seniors.
chose you two to come on this program. Are you being punished, or do you feel good about it?
Well, kind of a mix of both. They asked me first before Devin. But
I was a third option, so the guy who was going to speak had his wisdom teeth out, so he's recovering, as he says. And then our teacher asked the next two guys who were sitting there, and the one guy didn't want to do it, and I said I would. So that's how I got chosen. I was like, third option.
For your future career plans, is teaching Greek mythology in a Christian school environment your career choice, or
No, it's not the field I necessarily want to go into. It's something I know a lot about because a lot of a personal study I did in it from the time when I was third grade all the way up to like freshman year. I did a lot of in-study on it, but it's not what I want to do with my life. I have other plans for that, but it's something I really heavily know about, like in class last year, my teacher would ask me questions about mythology when it came up in class.
It's so much easier how school is if you're really into what it is you're doing. You know, I had 2 classes I was decent at, English and history, and math. I mean, it was like, oh God, I hate math. I think, are you going to Wazoo? I'm trying to remember. Where are you going to school after this?
I'm going to Whitworth.
Whitworth, that's
Yes.
right, in beautiful Spokane.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, any idea what you're going to do at Whitworth? What are your career plans?
I'm planning to major in elementary education. So my thesis doesn't really help me out with that directly, but honestly, I think just giving a thesis and giving a poesis and being able to come on talk shows like this and just speak about stuff we're passionate about is going to help out both of us in the long run.
Well, I didn't ask you what's your career plans. You just said you're not going to teach Greek for a living. So
I'm planning to go to the University of Idaho and hopefully study in like either forestry or biology there. Really concentrate on the sciences. And while mine may not be as heavily as Bryn's is, and like the thesis can help me with like speaking and writing is so much, where mine helps is like it helps me with the application, like more so with the poesis that we're doing. The application of applying something to your life and how that can really affect you. So,
both of you spent your entire academic career so far at the River Academy, correct? For the most part.
I actually have gone in between
Okay.
private school and public school.
And you?
And I've been there for 12 years, but I play sports for other schools.
Right. The River Academy has a fascinating approach to education. Talk about the River Academy. It's a cool place, isn't it?
Yeah. So I actually left as a freshman and I went to Eastmont High School and I completely loved it. I loved public school, I loved the social and everything. But I found myself at the high school, even though I had incredible teachers that taught me amazing things, that I was missing the relationship and just the way that the River Academy teaches. I'm very much an oral learner and just being able to have conversations and talk about social issues and problems, which is something the River is really keen on. So that's something that I've loved, is just the way that the teachers they want you to become knowledgeable, as any teacher does, but at the River, they guide you in a way to have you ask the right questions and be able to form your own opinions about things.
Same question for you. I mean, has your career at the River Academy gone? Is it what you were, I mean, you spent almost your whole life there.
Yeah, I spent 12 years there since first grade. Well, I can't really top what Bryn just said, but one of the things I've really enjoyed there is as a first grader, you know the seniors, and as a senior, you know the first graders, and you know almost all those kids coming up. Like, we spent a huge chunk of time getting to know them from, like, as seniors, we do first grade reading buddies, where we go down to the first grade and interact with them and read with them, just so we can get to know them and help them. And that's something during my time at the River I've really enjoyed, just having a community aspect where everyone knows everyone, and you get along with everyone because everyone's your friend there.
And my guess is the student-to-teacher ratio is very low.
Yes.
And that helps, right?
Yes. Our teachers, they are constantly there to be able to help us with anything. Ms. Z, who is our teacher for apologetics and for poesis, she's definitely reached out to us senior girls, and she's definitely a person that we can just send her a text and she's willing to meet with us right away. And just incredible to have that type of mentorship within our school and like as a teacher.
In the brief time we have left, about a minute, let's go right back to the beginning where we started out, this topic right here. Give people all the information, how long is it going to be, how much does it cost, where it's going to be, all that stuff. Fill in the blanks.
It's completely free, and then it's 8 to 10 minutes, right?
We'll be talking for around like 8 to 10 minutes or so per person.
And there's 12 presentations.
There's 12 presentations,
Okay.
so I think it's like 5:30 or so is when it starts at the auditorium.
Douglas
And
County
it's-
PUD auditorium.
Yeah, and it's open to anyone to come. There's no set, you can't come at all. It's anyone who wants to. And like Bryn said, it's free. So.
And this is the first time you've done this in this kind of environment, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, usually we just have it at the school, but as Devin said earlier, we really want to get people that wouldn't usually hear our opinions there and just be able to make it open for anyone. So as you said, we're going to be talking for the 8 to 10 minutes, but then we're going to give away, pass out little cards. So if you have questions about our topics or you want to talk out more, you can give us a call or email us to be able to get us more
Sounds
involved.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It really does. It sounds fascinating. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for being on the show. And by the way, in case you're curious about maybe sending your future pupil to the River Academy, it might be something good to check out. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Say hi to Jimmy for me.
I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson. Looking for fantastic food in a gorgeous setting? Come on out to Blueberry Hills. We're open every day from 8 to 3, serving breakfast and lunch all day. Specializing in down-home scratch country cooking and serving huge portions at a price a family can afford. Award-winning pies baked daily. Come relax on the deck with friends and family, even the four-legged ones. Our frozen blueberries now only $1.25 a pound, so definitely worth the country drive. Hope to see you soon at Blueberry Hills.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Hi, I'm Lehman Williams, General Manager of Crown Furniture, and I'm inviting you to take advantage of our spring closeout savings event. Save up to 45% off store-wide. Since 1963, Crown Furniture has taken great pride in providing unsurpassed quality, comfort, and selection. So if you're looking to fill that first-time apartment, or you want that built-in America quality with your own custom flair, stop by today and see us at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue, across from Stan's.
Golfers, register now for Cascade Medical Foundation's 16th Annual Golf Tournament on Monday, June 18th at the Leavenworth Golf Club. Your registration of $150 per person includes 18 holes of golf and cart, all activities and contests, and lunch and dinner. A raffle and live auction will be held. All proceeds will support the lab at Cascade Medical Center. There are limited spaces available. Get your tickets now by registering online or give us a call today.
Ready Medi is healthcare made simple and affordable. Hi, this is Carl Lambert with Ready Medi Integrative Clinic, and I'm here today with my friend Carrie Condata. Carrie, tell us about your experience with the Ready Medi Clinic.
Well, it's Carrie Condata 2.0, 40 pounds lighter in just 4 months. And the fact is, it all started at Ready Medi with their wellness model. You can do this too, but start it right at the Ready Medi Clinic with my only provider for the last 20 years, Carl Lambert.
Hey, thank you. Ready Medi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
Got about 2.5 minutes left on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Coon's back in the saddle again, alongside my good friend, who's Director
Look
Steve.
a little bit like Gabby Hayes, too, I'll tell you.
Gabby Hayes. I will be clean-shaven tomorrow for the show. Trust me, even I don't like it when I look like this. So, newscast coming up. What are we working on?
Well, we have a number of things we're working on today. Of course, the filing period ended Friday for candidates seeking election in the fall election. So the ballots are now made out, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty healthy voting season this year.
And that's good. The more candidates who run, the better off there is. There's
Really
you know, you get to debate the topics at hand, and you
contested races all over the place. In
Yeah.
Chelan County, Douglas County, we've got, of course, congressional races, legislative races, some pretty hotly contested races in the county courthouses as well. So we've got all of that coming up.
Could be a fascinating election year.
I've got an interview coming in. One of the candidates, District Court Judge candidate Alan Blackman, coming in today for an interview, so you'll hear that tomorrow. And I'm following up on the tragic story, certainly, about the cougar fatality over in North Bend over the weekend. We'll have more on that. And a lot more news, so stick around.
Good looking weather forecast. A slight chance of a passing thunderstorm Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, and then another chance Saturday night into Sunday, but that's what it's looking like from the National Weather Service. Temperatures above normal. Best chance of hitting 90, which hasn't happened yet, is going to be either Wednesday or Friday before we cool down just a little bit for Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget, Memorial Day weekend is this upcoming weekend. We will be off on Monday.
Yes, we will be.
The last few Memorial Days, we've actually worked it, but we're not going to do it on Monday. That was the nicest email I got. I've been gone, so I have to check up on all the emails that I was gone. And the best one I got while I was gone was from Eric himself, saying nobody has to work Monday. So that put a smile on my face. Everybody have yourselves a great Monday. Don't forget Street Talk and other stuff with Mike Mad Dog McNaughty live 10 o'clock this morning from this very studio. Tim Lynch will be his guest. Until then, take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.